This is Kurt from Tampa, Florida. Hey, Kurt.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, I just wanted to go back on like the Alex Cora talk and the importance of baseball managers.
Yes.
I'm with Wiggy on this one. I don't think they're that important with like analytics this day. Honestly, I think AI could almost be the manager. Also, on top of that, football coaches are obviously the most important coaches out there. Other than that, between which sport relative to their sport, which coach do you guys think is the most important to their sport?
I agree with you on football, and then I think it ends up being the NHL, and I think, to be honest with you, the way the NBA is, and the general lack of interest that the players have in what any coach is telling them, I think the NBA is last when it comes to. I mean, I guess. You were all over Joe Mazzulla last season, Curtis, when it came to figuring out when to call a timeout. And
I think coaches of all levels, Greg, can screw it up. I view the coaching in most sports like parenting. Mm-hmm. You can't make them great, but you can make them not great. Like I think in football, it's number one, absolutely, and in basketball and baseball, you're basically an RA. Like you're there to make sure things stay on the tracks. You're there to support your best players and make them feel empowered to do their job. And you're really there to manage egos. Whereas I think in football and also in hockey, you have so many different the changes, the roster composition, all that stuff. It makes it more difficult. But if you get a great manager, just like if you get a great basketball coach like Phil Jackson, like you hold on to it. And once something works and you see players playing for you, then that's someone that it's just sort of a je ne sais quoi. It's just you can see it, you can't really explain it.
Yeah, I just think it's hard to look at this team and where they are right now and not give a lot of the credit to that to Alex Cora.
After doing the research, it really if you're the Red Sox, you'd be stupid to pay Alex Cora $8 million. Like the Cubs gave Craig Counsell $8 million. This team's below 500, and he really, when you look at him, start to some of the players, the second highest paid, manager is the guy from the White Sox, and they haven't made the playoffs yet. Pedro Gaffolo, is that how you say his last name?
Sure.
And the only one that has really had success is the guy from the Arizona Diamondbacks who's getting paid $5 million.
Lavello.
Yeah, Lavello, and he took them to the World Series last year. When you start to look at managers in Major League Baseball, why would I pay a guy $8 million when I could get a guy?
Wiggy, you're so fraudulent in this. Weren't you arguing with me that Joe Mazzulla is going to be making $13 million a year?
But basketball's different. No, I think basketball, I'm not like Greg. I think basketball, the coach, means more to being able to get the players.
Than the NFL?
No, not the NFL.
Okay.
No, I think NFL is first, right? Okay. I think NFL is first, and then I would say
who's better at their job?
The NBA is second, and then I'd put the NHL third, and then a distant fourth, I'd put Major League Baseball.
Who do you think's better at their job, Alex Cora or Joe Mazzulla?
Joe Mazzulla.
I would say Alex Cora.
Thank you.
If you have a larger
agents,
body of work, though.
Right, but if both are free agents in their respective fields, who is more at the top of the salary structure?
I think right now it would be Alex Cora. I think now Joe Mazzulla did an extraordinary job with this basketball team, but the argument is going to be that Jackson would have done a great job with this basketball team.
No, but then the argument would be,
I have total faith in Jackson.
But the argument would be, you had Ime, who had this kind of similar foundation.
Exact same roster.
You had Brad Stevens, who had a very talented roster. And
Ime did not have the exact same roster.
No, I didn't say the exact same.
Ime's first year, Ime's only year, and Mazzulla's only year.
He didn't have Drew Holiday. He didn't have Kristaps Porzingis.
Right. And neither in Mazzulla's first year, no Porzingis, no Holiday. Ime's year, no Porzingis, no Holiday. In those years, one went to the NBA Finals, one lost to an inferior team in the conference final. Ime was a better coach than Mazzulla.
No, Mazzulla won a chip. Ime got to the finals and lost.
I'm talking about the same roster. Mazzulla's first year, Ime's year. One went further than the other.
And we could make the argument the reason why Mazzulla might have lost is your star player got hurt in that game.
You could.
You know, that was the difference. Ime had Jason Tatum.
Do you think they
Mazzulla
should have gone
didn't.
7 against that Heat team, even if they were healthy?
The Heat team was, everybody back then would say the Heat, they're battle tested. So the Heat, they were a good basketball team.
You picked the Heat to win the series?
This is Tony from Salem. Hey, Tony.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up?
Hope you had a nice weekend. Wiggy, I love you, but I'm so sorry. I'm so sad by what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my analogy regarding Alex Cora. How do you feed a family of 12 with a couple of cans of Spam, a can of beans, and a couple of eggs? You can't.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what Alex Cora has managed to do with what he has. He's also been very vocal every opportunity he gets as management and ownership. Listen, guys, we've got a good team, but we need more. This is why he's a good coach, because the guys do respect him. He's honest with them. He's honest with the press to a point, except for like about where he wants to stay or go. And he's got the respect. And they want to bring in Jason Varitek because, A, it would be less money and he would be revered. And the Red Sox ownership is thinking, oh, well, if you bring in another manager that people will love, maybe they won't mind that we still kind of suck and don't want to spend money.
Well, my question to Tony would be this. If you're that good of a manager and you can, you're doing all this stuff with whatever they're doing.
You can turn Spam into filet.
But he hasn't. He's turned Spam into Spam because they finished in last place. So if you know that whole saying, if you're giving me, what's the whole lemonade thing? The whole lemonade thing.
Lemonade. Lemonade.
Like this morning, are you on a different strain or something?
What's the lemonade analogy?
Give me lemons and make lemonade.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you're giving the guy lemons,
are you saying don't pee on me and tell me it's raining?
No.
Is that what are you talking about?
No, I'm saying you give Alex Cora lemons, he's going to give you back lemons. He's not even giving you lemonade.
Wiggy has been mixing analogies. He's been doing different live spots than the ones that are scat.
Oh, that wasn't on me though. That wasn't on me.
It's a weird morning for you.
No, it wasn't on me. I stay on. You got to listen. You got to put the little sticky notes on my things. My point is, you can't say this guy's got Spam, and then he's doing a great job when you finish in last place. So we've given him Spam, and he's given us Spam in return. I could see if he got them into the playoffs with this type of roster. But the roster, if you're complaining about the roster and he has nothing, how great of a manager is that he's still finishing in last place?
Well, he's not currently in last place. He's currently a wild card team.
Right, currently.
So,
but we're talking about the previous 2 years and why he's a lame duck coach.
I think under Alex Cora, this team finished in last place 3 of the last 4 years, correct?
Yeah.
So, yes, if that's your argument that the roster has nothing to do with it, it's just the manager, then fine.
No, but if you're telling me the roster's not good.
It wasn't good.
Okay,
you couldn't count on Chris Sale to ride a bicycle, never mind to pitch for you.
Right, so my point is, if the roster's not good and the manager is really good and he's doing nothing with a bad roster, what is he actually doing?
What you have in Alex Cora is a guy that with a good team makes them. They don't suffer at all. They go to the playoffs or they'll win a World Series. And with a mediocre team, he's able to get them to a point in the season where, with an investment, they would be another playoff team.
But that's like saying, in order for you to be good, you need to put a good team around. We did that with Mac Jones. In order for Mac Jones to be good, you got to put a good team around him.
Did the 21 team overachieve?
No, I don't think so.
Of course they did.
I think they were a good baseball team.
What?
And their pitching did well. That was the David Price last year.
The year after Rennick, he pooped himself.
That wasn't 21 wasn't David Price.
Yeah, he was.
He was gone
2021.
By then. When they went to the playoffs, they went to the AL.
He was gone by then.
No, he wasn't.
I mean, I don't want to be wrong. I'm looking at it.
Double check that.
He was.
The Boston Red Sox won 92 games in 2021.
No David
Nobody
Price.
saw that
No David Price.
The pitchers were Eduardo Rodriguez, Garrett Richards, Nathan Eovaldi, Martin Perez, Garrett Whitlock, Nick Pivetta.
So when
that team overachieved.
David Price was in the Mookie deal, right?
Yes.
So that was a year prior.
Okay. All right.
But either way, I don't know how many other ways we just don't agree. I feel like we're gonna keep going around and around in a circle. We'll see when Cora leaves, where he goes, and how they perform.
Right.
And we'll see how Varitek or whomever comes in to replace him.
And we'll see what Cora does this year, right? I mean, we're basically. I don't know if it's me or I don't know if it's you guys. One of us are the jurors on the K. Reed case, and we're trying to get him over our side.
Right, yes.
I listen. I think Cora is a good coach. yes, I feel like managers in baseball are overrated because if you go look at the top 5 highest paid managers in baseball, their records, not very good.
Yep.
So I think you could get Veritek to do everything the Cora is doing.
Well, as someone in the Twitch chat is pointing out right now, you are very fond of saying, when life gives you lemons, turn the other cheek.
Oh, and that is by the way, just I don't know, apropos of nothing, I believe that Alex Cora winning the World Series in 2018, I don't know if other managers win the World Series with that team. I can think of about 15 people that would have won the NBA championship with this roster.
And I also think
the Celtics.
I don't think any other ownership gives Alex Cora a second chance like the Red Sox did.
That's a fair point.
After the whole scandal and everything.
Right. Yeah, that's a fair point.
All right.